what we have feared has come. My arrest is an appalling sign of the return of a power-hungry, morally bankrupt, and abusive government. As we expected, the Department of Justice filed criminal cases against me based on manufactured stories accusing me of involvement in the drug trade. According to the mastermind of the filing of cases against me, none other than the President, Rodrigo Duterte, she has to face the music. It took months to develop the case. They really have such nerve, all of them. Of course, it would take you this long to manufacture lies against me. There must be so much fentanyl in Mr. Duterte's brain for him to have the gall to boast of the testimonies of their witnesses who are convicted drug lords and whose statements contradict each other. Liars, hypocrites. As reward for testifying against me, this administration, through the Department of Justice, restored the privileges of its inmates, the very same privileges that I put an end to during my term as the Secretary of Justice. The revolting plan: convicted criminals become state witnesses so they can be exonerated from their crimes. They are not the heroes of this administration is forcing us to believe. Where else in the world have you seen drug lords turn into state witnesses? All they have ever done is to follow the badly written script of this administration, to pin me down with baseless accusations for their personal gain. In the very beginning, we have seen the brand of injustice his regime is pushing for. As they continue to malign and persecute me, meanwhile, Mr. Vitaliano Aguirre of the DOJ cuddled prisoners in exchange for their testimonies, and Solicitor General Jose Calida sought the acquittal of the convicted kidnapper and indicted mastermind of pork barrel scandal, Janet Lim Napoles. From the very beginning, I knew that this regime would not seek true justice. The filing of criminal cases against me is only the fulfillment of Mr. Duterte's fixation for revenge against me because of my investigation of the Davao Death Squad when I was then the chairperson of the Commission on Human Rights. The Filipino people know your style, Mr. President, to put the rule of law in your hands, silence your critics, and destroy those who will go against your caprices. Actually, this should no longer surprise us. If the President supported a policy of killing the poor and drug offenders, what is then stopping him from doing whatever comes into his head? Absolve big-time drug lords, acquit a kidnapper and queen of pork barrel scandal, fabricate stories and plant evidence against his critics, which he admitted he used to do when he was a fiscal, and continue killing the poor with impunity. We all know that every action of the President has no clear basis. He does it on a whim, not because it is right or wrong, but because he can do it and we are letting him. This is impunity. Whatever he does, he is confident that he is free from any punishment. This all started when he discovered as mayor of Davao City that he could kill people without accountability. Truth is, even though he has killed over 1,000 in Davao and over 7,000 throughout the Philippines with his death squads and rogue police, he has yet to pay for it under the law. But perhaps now he can be made accountable for his horrible crime against humanity. Recently, the President's right-hand man in the Davao Death Squad, Police Officer Arturo Las Cañas, finally revealed himself. Just like his former comrade, Edgar Matobato, he too made a public confession about the killings they carried out in Davao City upon the orders of President Duterte himself. He, together with Police Officer Samson Sonny Benaventura, are the brains and hands of President Duterte in any of the Davao Death Squad operations. With the revelation of Las Cañas, there is no more doubt that our president is a murderer and a sociopathic serial killer. This is also the reason why we are experiencing all the madness in government under this regime that is being led by the #1 criminal in the entire Philippines, if not in the whole world, none other than President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Let's not ask anymore. How come there seems to be a reunion of questionable characters under the Duterte regime, from the Marcoses to Arroyo and up to Napoles, together with the lawyers and operators? Also, there are the main enforcers of President Duterte's orders, Secretary Aguirre and Solgen Calida, who are among the abusive and arrogant officials in our government. Let's no longer ask why, during the Duterte regime, all the criminals, the corrupt, the savages, and those with evil souls have returned and are thriving. I speak before you with honor and integrity as my only defense. As former Human Rights Chairperson and Justice Secretary, I can look everyone straight in the eye and say, my track record as a public servant has never been tarnished by any wrongdoing except until now based on manufactured lies. I have never used and will never use my position for my personal interest. I say, I am innocent. I have never betrayed, and I will never betray the trust of my country and the Filipino people. Clearly, this administration has evil and dangerous plans to make an example of me, to intimidate, silence, and destroy anyone who dares challenge them, to draw public attention away from the government's abuses and failures, and to cover up their most murderous war on drugs. In the past 7 months, the death toll of his war, or of this war, has exceeded the number of deaths recorded during the 14 years of martial law and the Marcos regime. The fight is not mine alone. This fight is our fight for the victims of government's failed war on drugs, especially for 7-year-old Sanino Butucan of Cebu, 5-year-olds Danica May Garcia of Pangasinan and Francisco Manosca of Pasay City, and 4-year-old Althea Fem Barbon of Negros Oriental. Perpetrators of these hideous crimes have no conscience. Even worse than them are those in power who allow this to happen. From all this violence, killings, and crooked governance of the Duterte regime, clearly, I am not the public enemy #1 here, but this regime who has no respect for basic human rights, especially the right to life. Since the start of this term, Mr. Duterte has brought in the entire machinery of the state to silence me and to destroy my person, credibility, and honor as a woman. If they can do this to a sitting senator, what is stopping this administration from doing the same to ordinary Filipinos? If they think that by jailing me, I will turn my back on my principles, they are mistaken. Instead, they have encouraged me more to pursue truth and justice. I have long prepared myself to be a political prisoner of this regime. Rest assured that I will answer all the accusations against me in the proper time and venue. To the best of my ability, I will fulfill my duties as Senator of the Republic. Even in prison, even as I continue to be persecuted by this government for as long as I live, I will continue fighting the good fight up to my very last breath. Mr. Duterte, stop the killings now. Stop harassing me. Stop this madness. Instead, the Filipino people are begging for your undivided attention to address the myriad problems our country faces. I call on the members of the Fourth Estate to guard our fragile democracy against attempts to curtail our rights and freedom and against the return of dictatorship. I urge people of conscience everywhere, please pray for the Philippines. I ask you to remain vigilant and continue to fight so that true justice and respect for human rights prevail. Let us not allow this administration to continue violating our Constitution, disrespecting our laws, and taking the lives of our countrymen. I am hopeful that we will not remain silent in the face of the daily killings taking place in our midst, the flagrant violations of our fundamental rights, and the deliberate efforts to poison our minds and that of our children. Let us fight for our rights. Let us fight for justice. Let us fight for democracy.
At Senator Risa Hontiveros, nandito po siya kanina, sa kanilang suporta. Sa inyo pong lahat, humihingi lang po ako ng inyong dasal na sana maging safe and secure po ako saan man nila ako dadalhin, saan man nila ako ikukulong. Alam nyo naman po na yung mga so-called charges na final sa akin ay non-bailable. Bahala na po ang aking mga abogado kung ano po ang legal remedy na gagawin nila dyan sa questionable nga pong pagkaka-issue ng order of arrest and warrant of arrest ngayon. Tuloy po ang laban ni Leila de Lima. Maraming salamat po.
Quiet.
Napilitan po ako umalis ka agad sa bahay dahil nga po ay nabalitaan ko na on the way na daw po arresting me. Ay labag po ito sa unang naging arrangement na dapat nga po na yung unang arrangement po ay sa bahay muna ako magdamag to be with my family at babalik na lang dapat ako. Tapos bigla daw pong binago, kaya nabalitaan na lang namin na on the way na yung arresting team sa bahay. So madalian naman po ako, mabilisan naman po ako na pumunta dito, bumalik dito, nagbihis ka agad ako at pumunta ako dito dahil ayaw ko po talaga na arestuhin nila ako sa bahay. Dahil nandun po yung family ko, I don't want them to see me being arrested. Kaya dito po ako. So, dito po ako maghihintay sa kanila. Pero sana po, huwag nilang pilitin na arestuhin ka agad ako ngayon pagdating nila dito. Kaya hindi po dapat po maghintay lang sila sa labas. Hindi po nila pwedeng pilitin and then they will serve the warrant on me while I'm here in the office and I'm not yet ready to face them. Kasi ang ano po naman talaga sana nga bukas na umaga, kasi yun naman talaga ang una na pinakiusap namin sa kanila. What is the difference between tonight and tomorrow morning? Masyado naman pong unusual, although hindi naman illegal, masyado naman pong unusual and to me unjust kung pipilitin nila ngayong gabi ang pag-aresto sa akin. Anyway, hindi naman nga ako tatakas. Ready naman akong arestuhin. Pero wag lang sana ngayong gabi. So I'll just stay here sa Senado and wait for the sun to rise bago po ako humarap sa kanila.
Ma'am, anong worry nyo na arestuhin kayo ngayong gabi? Anong worry nyo?
Alam nyo, kasi ang mas delikado ang gabi Diba? And then konti naman sana ang respeto.
Ma'am, ba't po kayo minamadali yung pag-arrest?
Hindi ko po alam.
Ma'am, akala ko may usapan na tomorrow 8 ng umaga.
Yun na
Bakit
nga
po?
po. Hindi ko nga po maintindihan yun. May arrangement na ho sa kanila na ganun nga ho. Dahil hindi naman talaga ako aalis, hindi naman ako tatakas, hindi naman ako tatago, hindi naman ako iiwas. Kaya kampante rin nga ako na I'll be staying overnight sa bahay. Bigla akong nagbago. Decision na ho ata ni General De La Rosa.
Ma'am, sino ba yung kausap nyo to sa arrangement? Ma'am, sino yung kausap nyo?
As a matter of fact, hindi na nga po ako naabutan na mawala na po. My eldest son who stayed with his father, my special child Israel, 33 years old, was just on his way. Na-traffic kasi sa EDSA. So hindi na niya ako naabutan. My second son took his exams. Kami yun, na law school, Alabang. So gabi na natapos yung kanyang klase.
Hindi kayo nagkita,
Hindi na
ma'am.
rin ako naabutan.
Ma'am,
Hindi ko nakita yung mga anak ko.
Ma'am, hindi ba sila pupunta dito? Magtatago dito sa loob ng Senate office kasi bawal ng aresto sa loob ng Senate premises. Hindi mo kayo magtatago sa opisina nyo?
Nandito lang ako, ba't ako magtatago? I mean, hindi ako nagtatago. Pakiusap lang sana. Huwag nilang pilitin akong arestuhin ngayong gabi.
Don't you have other
I
legal remedies?
I feel less safe if ngayong gabi po nila gagawin.
Tingin niyo naman ano bang balak nila?
Yung kasi naging kampante kayo, sabi nyo nga umuwi kayo, nabihis na kayo, naging kampante kayo na hindi kayo arrestin ngayong gabi. Sino yung kausap nyo? Pwede naman lang.
Ang alam ko si SB ko mismo nakiusap sa kanila.
Pero sino po yung pumayag on their side, ma'am?
JILD Secretary Soto.
So ma'am, dito na kayo matutulog?
Mukhang na ano sila.
Would it be the order of,
nag-order na
would it be ordered by the President, ma'am?
Sino po nag-order na ituloy?
The fact na si General De La Rosa mismo ang nagdesisyon. Hindi ba boss niya dapat si Secretary Sueño? So may na-overrule na mas mataas. Ganun ang reading ko.
So ma'am, ngayon ano yung legal remedy ninyo?
Ang ginagawa na po ng lawyers. Meron na po
Tuloy ko po ba yung hearing?
Did you try to talk to General De La Rosa for your request na bukas na lang ng umaga?
I will not talk to him myself.
Tuloy ko po ba yung
Pero
hearing?
ma'am, may coordination pa rin po ba para huwag kayong arrestin ngayong gabi? Either to your friends, to Senate President Pimentel.
Well, I'm here in the Senate. And kung gagalangin nila ang Senado bilang institusyon, hindi ko dapat nila pilitin pumasok dito para arrestuhin ako. Kasi saan naman ako pupunta? Hindi naman talaga ako tatago, hindi naman ako aalis. So wag mo nilang pilitin yan. That should be a disrespect to the Senate. Kaya hintayin lang po nila ako dyan sa labas.
Pero mga anak nyo gagamitin ng Senate. Hindi nyo po gagamitin ng Senate as sanctuary para hindi kayo arrestin habang wala pa yung tugon sa mga legal remedies nyo.
Sa New Bilibid Prison, ang detalye sa report ni Julius Disamburon. Nasa Senado Live, Julius!
Maraming salamat at magandang gabi, Cathy and Aljo. 2:00 nga ngayong hapon, naglabas na ng warrant of arrest si Executive Judge Juanita Guerrero. Yes, Cathy and Aljo, no, naglabas nga na ngayong 2:00 ng hapon itong si Executive Judge Juanito Guerrero ng Muntinlupa Regional Trial Court ng warrant of arrest. Branch 204 po ito laban kay dating Justice Secretary at ngayon Senadora Laila De Lima, NBI official Rafael Ragos at Ronnie Dayan. Ayon sa Muntinlupa City RTC, sapat ang probable cause para sa pagpapalabas ng warrant of arrest na ito. Dito sa mismong fifth floor ng Senado ay nakaabang at nakaantabay itong mga kagawad ng media, gayon din yung iba pang mga individual dito para nga dito nga sa paghahain ng warrant of arrest para nga kay Senadora De Lima. Kanina din ay naandito ang ilang mga taga-suporta ng Senadora. Ikinalungkot at ikinadisappoint naman ang kampo ng Senadora, partikular po ni Attorney Alex Padilla, ang pagpapalabas ng warrant of arrest sa Senadora. Ayon naman po kay Senate President Coco Pimentel, kahit nasa loob po ng piitan ang Senadora, ay maaari pa din niyang magawa o magampanan ang lahat ng kanyang tungkulin bilang isang senador. Ipinunto din ng Senate President na dapat i-observe sa pagsisilbi po ng warrant ang tamang pakikipag-ugnayan at respeto po sa magkabilang kampo. Ayon naman po kay Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre II, hindi kailanman daw nagpakustodiya ito naman pong si Ronnie Dayan sa DOJ, kaya't ikinukonsidera siya ngayong at large at wanted. Para naman po sa DOJ, ang kasalanan daw po talaga nitong ni Senadora De Lima ay ito pong pagkakasangkot niya sa illegal drug trade sa New Bilibid Prison o NPP. Hindi din daw naghain ng kampo ng Senadora ng counter affidavit. Ito po yung legal document na kinukonsidera ng korte para po sa probable cause. Para naman sa kalihim, maaari daw arestuhin nga ang Senadora dito po sa Senado, pero kailangan ng koordinasyon sa Senate Sergeant of Arms. Ilang tauhan din po ng Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption na pag-alaman po natin ang siya na pong nagtungo kanina sa Muntinlupa RTC Branch 204. Naghahanda na din daw po ang mga tauhan ng CIDG NCR para sa pagbibigay seguridad kay Senadora De Lima. Samantala, sa iba pang balita, nagkomento naman po si Secretary Aguirre sa lumabas na ulat kaugnay umano ng panunuhol ng isang dating senador at kongresista na pawang nasa Partido Liberal daw po. Ito yung 100 million na peso bribe sa ilang high-profile inmates para mabaliktad o maiba. Ito pong kanilang testimonya laban po sa senadora bago po itong itinakdang February 25 kung saan nga po may kaugnayan sa EDSA People Power Revolution at makahikayat po ng mga tao. Pakinggan po natin ang pahayag po ni Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre II.
Tinawagan sila na hindi inmate. Sinabi doon sa tinawagan na yun na tatawag yung congressman. So tinawagan naman. At doon nga, inarinig doon sa mga 8 inmates na naka-speakerphone kasi pumayag naman yung tumawag kung pwedeng speakerphone So in-speakerphone siya. Narinig nung lahat ng 8 inmates yung kanilang offer ng 100 million.
Kada isa yun?
Tinanggihan. Buong kwan.
Ilan po dun sa mga inmates na tumistigo po laban kay Senadora De Lima ay sina Herbert Colanco, Engelbert Aseñas Doreno, Vicente C., Jojo Balicad at Peter Co. Antabayanan pa din po ninyo po dito sa PTV News ang pinakahuling detalye kaugnay po dito nga po sa pagsisilbi po ng warrant of arrest laban kay Senadora Laila De Lima. Mula dito sa Senado, live para sa PTV News, Julius de Samboron.
Salamat Julius de Samboron.
Iginiit ng Malacanang na ang pagpapalabas
Magulo lang naman yung live.
Abot ko ng langit.
Sila na, kailangan yung live na magkala.
Win.
Sige, yung fan kasi.
Awin.
So, pababain ko muna yung energy. O, gusto mo yung crew ko yung... nasa 5th floor kami, 2nd floor yung ano. Yung sumunod. Hindi ko makuha. Tig-isa tayo. Para at least dalawa yung kuha. At kasi kung at least kung isa sa atin maipit, yung isa meron. Diba? Kaya tig-isa tayo.
Senator yan lalabas yan.
Bigay mo ulit yun kay Senke. Tripod.
Tripod ko yan. Kaya medyo may back. Ay, sorry.
Kala mo, umuwi ka na. Hindi na itong pa naman daan.
Siyang magha.
Thank you.
Anytime lalabas na kasi. Ano ba yung
Ano hindi naputol? Kung anong nakalagay dun sa...
sige.
Anytime now eh. Kasi nabigyan na kasi kami mag-move down. Oo. Dito lang naman kami sa labas ng Quezon. Okay, bye-bye.
Nagrarapay ka na pala.
Sa instance.
Oo. Nagrarapay. Concerned area. Malayo pa pala tayo.
Grabe naman dito. Simula lunes hanggang ngayon.
Nakalaka na yan, doon na. Nakulong na airport. Bagay, nagrarapailing sila pa. Nakasuot na pang yan, no? Ha? Hindi na lang. Kala ko ba kung makakauli. Aga matakot ng hilo. So, kaya tapos pili mo may. Kaya nga eh.
ko din alam, marami kayong kinain kanina sa buffet.
Lalabas na?
Ang maksong taon na ito, ay hinundog sa inyo na ito.
Diba lahat dyan nasa loob?
Sila, tapos na tayo. Tapos na sila tayo. Ali. Ano lagay natin sa lambay sa?
Baba ko itong ibigay. Ay, sir. Sir, sa NFIT na ba ako? Sa NFIT na ako, account ko pa rin.
Unang tanong.
Lalabas na ba?
Katabi mo sa kaliwa.
Ngayon ka na. Hindi mo na makakapit kami. Alam ko na para sa pinag-teacher. Hindi ko alala yung dito. Yeah! Thank you, Mom!
Gusto ko rin ang tubig.
Ma'am. Ito, ma'am. Ma'am, ito.
Meron pa ba?
Share ka na sa akin. Sarap ka na.
Pero may lipstick ako.
Wala pa, ma'am. Wala pa. Wala pa po. Baka hindi ko. Charon. Omeng, Charon. Charon. Mama ko na. Okay.
update po.
Okay. Sir, okay na? Okay. Atras kami. Atras guys. Atras.
Lalabas, so kailangan nating umatras. Otherwise, magtutulakan tayo. Iiwasan natin yon. Okay? So, lagyan natin ng space.
Yes, sir.
Lagyan natin ng space. 1 meter. Okay? Move. Atras na. Move. There. Down.
Usog ay! Let's go!
1 meter. 1 meter. Atras tayo. Iwasan natin yung sinasabi ko. Okay? 1 meter. Good way.
Kuya Mike!
Good way. Buka.
Aray!
Tayo ka na.
Aray! Wire!
Buka lang kasi.
Uy, kumalma ka kayo.
Ganda ka mo.
Press con ba? O aalis na siya? Diretso na yan. Parang diretso eh. Wala nating press con eh.
Oo, wala. Diretso na yan. Kasama na si ano eh.
Diretso ang first floor. Diretso.
Dumaan na?
Jamie, dito ka. Okay na yan, akin na yan.
Maganda yan.
Umupo ka na dyan, sa bahala. Benji, out ka na. Sila na bahala dyan. Baba na tayo. Amin.
Test, mic.
Tahimik muna po tayo. Magsasalita lang po ako pag tahimik lahat. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Katulad po ng napabalita, may linabas na daw po, o may linabas na order of arrest and corresponding warrant of arrest ang RTC Muntinlupa. Pero sa ngayon po, wala pa ho sa akin siniserve. Bagamat questionable yung pagkaka-issue ng warrant of arrest or ng order of arrest, questionable ho dahil dapat po bukas ay didinggin muna yung inihain ng aming mga abogado na motions to quash doon sa 3 kaso. Sa katunayan, yung prosecution nga po, specifically DOJ, ay nagpa-postpone pa nga, nagpa-reset po nung hearing bukas for March 3. Kaya po, nagulat po kami lahat na biglang in-issue yung order of arrest and warrant of arrest. Katulad po ng nasabi ko na dati, wala po akong balak takasan yung mga kaso ko. Wala po akong balak magtago dahil haharapin ko po ang mga kaso na yan. Since sa ngayon po, at this very moment, 7:20, wala pa naman po nagsuserve ng warrant of arrest sa akin, ninanais ko muna po na umuwi muna para makapiling ko na muna po ang aking pamilya. At para kunin ko na po yung mga dadalhin kong gamit sa kulungan. So uuwi po ako ngayong gabi at babalik po ako dito bukas na umaga. At dito ko po sa Senado hihintayin ang arresting team. Hihintayin ko po sila. Kusa po ako na susuko sa kanila.